Hey guys, what's up? Plastic Guy here, coming back with another Spider-Man figure review, where today we're taking a look at the reissue of the Sentinel Spider-Man figure from Into the Spider-Verse. This is Peter B. Parker, and I'm really damn excited for this one. It looks different breed. A lot of folks say that this is the best 6-inch scale Spider-Man figure, and I definitely slept on it the first time it came out. I wasn't really buying more of the higher end Spider-Man figures, but recently I picked up the Mafex. I managed to get the first Revoltech release. I've pre-ordered the new Revoltech release that's hopefully going to be coming this year, and just with the more I saw on the likes of Instagram of this figure, the more I needed to get it for myself, and so I pre-ordered the reissue. He's finally arrived, and I have to of course take a closer look at him here on the channel. Before we do get into the figure, let me know down in the comment section below if you have this figure in your collection already, if you have also pre-ordered the reissue. Let me know your thoughts on it while you're down there. If you could do me a massive favour guys, as always, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And let's not wait any longer, let's take a closer look at the Sentinel Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man figure. And so here we have the packaging. Up at the top we have SV Action, Peter B. Parker, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Cool image here. We get a wee bit of a window display where we can see two Peter Parker heads, Spidey, Marvel down at the bottom. Here we get images of the figure down the side, images on this side as well. Then we get this fantastic image on the back of the box. I actually really like the way that this looks. Really cool box. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse up top, load of mumbo jumbo at the bottom. Let's get this figure out of the packaging. In the box is an instruction sheet, and I'm going to quickly scan this. And so instructions have quickly been scanned, and yeah, just kind of stating the obvious, just kind of showing what kind of interchangeable parts and how the accessories and things are going to be slotted in. So yeah, I guess I just kind of want to run through some of the accessories. We get a stand with the figure, which I'm not going to make use of right now. I've kind of got plenty of flight stands that I can use in the meantime, but these web accessories look really cool. Let me just bust some of them out. These ones look incredible. They're just gonna slot in one of the hands, and it's gonna be like the train stopping scene where he's grabbing the webs in each hand, both getting pulled back. I think that's a really cool accessory. I really like the sculpt here. I like the white used, and yeah, the sculpted webbing looks pretty sick. Hopefully you can kind of see that on camera, but yeah, really like that design there. Really cool how we get that, a bit different. And then we also get these longer ones here, probably going to be more for web swinging. Once again, nice sculpt, and I do like the white plastic that they've used, and the way that they're sculpted, you could probably use that for other figures as well, which really like, not kind of getting wrapped around the wrist peg, anything like that. Just going to slot into an open hand. So yeah, I rate the web accessories there. Next up, if we look at some of the hands, so we get the casual ungloved hands, and I think this is hilarious because it does look like he's flipping the bird, which is pretty awesome, but I think that's more actually him kind of putting food in his mouth and stuff. But really cool hand. I'll swap that around later. We also get this one here, which is more of a grabby hand. Got the pinky sticking out. Talking about grabby hands, we also get this one holding the mug with the Spider-Man glove on. That's really cool. I love that. It'd be cool if we got some maybe like artwork on the mug, some writing or something, but no, I rate that. The accessories are really cool. Mug accessory, the web accessories, they're just a bit different. It's not like the usual with what we get with the kind of standard Spider-Man figures. If I can get these out, we get some delicate glasses. Very delicate glasses for one of the Peter Parker head sculpts. So once again, slot them on. In terms of other hands, let's see what we get here. So I'm presuming these are all pairs, so we can just look at one of each. That's gonna maybe hold onto a web. Let's check it out. Is it actually gonna hold onto a web? I'm not too sure like what specifically that one's for. Maybe need to go back into the instructions, but it looks like it's gonna hold on to... Yeah, you could put a web in there, but it's not got the hole like this one does. So let's see if I put that, and that's a better fit for sure. So that one's gonna hold your web accessories. So I'm not too sure what this one is. Maybe just a kind of casual hand, maybe. Yeah, who knows? We'll figure it out as we go along. The other one is just the same. So maybe you can just lightly put one of the webs in. It's not going to port in there completely, but that's one pair. We get the ones that are holding the web accessories. So that's clearer, you can see where that's going to port in. And then I love the more open sculpted hands here. Go in normally, that's you. So we kind of get two of these more open hands, wall crawling hands, and they look sick. I love the look of them. They look really cool. The fingers are just sculpted so nicely. That's awesome. You can see all the paint detail on it. And then the other open hands are these ones here, which I think are kind of more mid-air open hands. So I love the range we get with this figure. It doesn't seem like we get any straight up like fisted hands. It's just the ones that also the webs will be ported into, which is fine, of course. But just in terms of an individual fisted hand with no hole in the middle, I don't think that's quite cutting a fisted hand. I mean, sort of, but yeah, the other ones are also going to hold the webs. There's then the web whipping ones, which are sick. Webs already ported in there. I'm not sure, would the web come out of this? It might, but I'm not going to pull that much more because that is pretty stuck in there. So yeah, I don't want to pull that out, but I think that's kind of weird. Like, we don't get thwipping hands without the web accessory. That's annoying because I don't always want to have a web coming out when he's got the thwipping pose, but I do love how that looks overall. I think that is really cool. I like how it is an interchangeable hand, but I would also like a thwipping hand without the web. So yeah, that's weird. I didn't realise they were like permanently stuck in there. Once again, maybe if I put some more force into it, it would come out, but to be honest, I'm pulling fairly hard and yeah, that's not coming out. So there you go. The thwipping hands are going to have the web accessories in them at all times. You could probably get that out somehow, but I don't want to damage the figure just yet. Let's go on to then the head sculpts. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head sculpts all together, including the one on the figure, and that's just sick. I mean, I don't think I've got one figure in my collection that has 5 interchangeable heads. It's awesome. I really rate that. Now trying to get them out. Here is the more opened-eyed Spider-Man head sculpt. So the one on it I really like. Really good standard Spidey mask on the body, and then we get the head sculpt with the wider eyes, which it looks so good. It works so well in a lot of the photos I've been seeing folk posting on Instagram. I love the interchangeable Spidey head, but what I really like is all the different Peter Parker head sculpts. I've said time and time again on the channel how much I love getting the head sculpts of the alter egos for characters, and we get 3 Peter Parker head sculpts with this figure, which is so damn sick. This one, of course, being the more in shape popular Peter head sculpt, and then man, it looks so good. It looks so screen accurate. All the details on it, the shininess in the eyes, it is so good. I love the hair, all the different colours in the hair as well. Like, yeah, I'm really chuffed with with this figure altogether, but the head sculpts really make it. So to move on to another one, we get this Peter Parker head sculpt. Of course, we get the darker hair, same sort of look to the hair, same sort of sculpt, but different colour. And then we get the kind of different details in the face for the different Peter. Same shininess in the eyes, which I think is great. And the mouth expression, I think, works super well. Once again, really screen accurate, and it's going to work with the different hands and things that we get. And then the last Peter Parker head sculpt is this one here, which just a more standard one. Still got a great expression on his face. Yeah, man, I'm so happy we get all these interchangeable parts. Just a lot of fun, and it is something I wish kind of Hasbro would do more of, more interchangeable heads. They seem to be really lacking on that in the Spider-Man figures at the moment, and I would love for them to release a deluxe Spider-Man figure like this, where they could charge more for, and just give us numerous different styles of Spider-Man head sculpts that we can swap over on a great body mold. That would be the dream. But do we really need it when Sentinel has given us this that's right in front of me? Because this does just seem so good. So we've taken a look at the different head sculpts. I'll just quickly have a look at the figure, and then there is a couple more interchangeable parts that I would look to swap out here. So yeah, as I said, I really like the head sculpt here on the figure. You get the neck that moves around, and then the head's going to move around on top of that. So great range of movement. It all looks so screen accurate. I love the shininess of the eyes, the painting of the webs, and that is sculpted on there as well. And you can see all the texturing in the costume. I mean, this thing really pops. It looks so good. I'll zoom in a wee bit. The chest logo looks so good as well. Like, this thing looks amazing, man. I'm so stoked on it. The colours are great. It's pinless. The texturing in the legs there just looks so vibrant. I love it. I love this figure. It is a bit more pricey, but if you want it, then yeah, I recommend it. I'm just going to move his arm about there because you could see the gappage, but playing around with it, it's all good. Looking at it from the front, there's sort of like gold kind of sheen to the webbing, but it works well. Like, it looks silver, but then up close it's kind of gold looking, but it's really nice. I love how it's sculpted in, I love how it's painted. The hands I'm really impressed with, all the painting on that, the texturing through it. He's got the relaxed hands on at the moment. The only thing that I can really... I have this slight complaint about the thwipping hands, of course. It would be cool to get the thwipping hands without the webs permanently ported in them. The only other thing that I'm sort of wary about is how loose this bit is on his waist. In a minute, I'm going to try and pop the legs off and take this bit off to replace with... Oh, so there's two different bits to this. So one's going to accommodate the slimmer body. I wonder if that'll be less loose then. We'll try that. So this, as the instructions say, I'm not fat shaming Spidey here, but as the instructions say, there's this fat body and the slim body, and you can port them in and out. So I will get to that shortly, just when I'm done marveling at how amazing this thing looks. I love the boots. I love how the webbing kind of stops just below the boot. Get the toe articulation there. I cannot wait to pose this thing around for the Instagram. Double jointed knees, and I love the range of movement there. Like, I've seen a lot of great poses. The joints just move so smoothly. They're still pretty stiff there. My worry is that maybe it would loosen after, you know, a short time just posing this thing around, but for the time being it moves so nicely. And yeah, I'll leave the link to my Instagram in the description below, where I'll definitely be posting a lot of photos of this figure over the next year for sure, and longer of course. I'm definitely keeping a hold of this thing. But let's swap the body around. So we've seen the figure with the fat body, which, by the way, like, calling this dude fat, like, I don't think he's that big. Come on, let's give Peter let's cut him some slack. But yeah, let's swap it over and put the slim body on and just see if it makes much of a difference, because as I said, I don't think that actually looks too fat. So yeah, putting the slim body on, I don't know if it would look too much different. Let's see. And there he is, swapped over to the slimmer body, and yeah, I think there is actually a fair difference. You can't tell a lot when it's not ported onto the body, but having swapped it over, it does look quite a bit different. So I do like having that option to swap it round, and to be honest, I don't know what I prefer. What I do really like about this figure is it is of course based on Peter B. Parker from Into the Spider-Verse, but there's no reason that this can't just work as a comic Spider-Man figure. It works really well just with the sculpt, the colours, the texturing all over this figure. It is a great Spidey, and of course it is stylized from the film, but yeah, I think it works well as a generic Spidey. And with that being said, I probably would be more likely to keep this slimmer torso on, just with Spidey in the comics being more ripped, more shredded. That's the kind of classic look that we've got. But I also think that maybe this does look a wee bit too slim. But having, you know, opened the figure up and having the fat body on beforehand, I think it's just trying to get used to it. I'm going to keep this on for now, and I'll probably swap it over at some point later. But yeah, I like the look of both of these. Of course, this one could be used as a generic Spidey, and then once you put the more fat body on, I suppose you're then representing the movie Peter B. Parker a wee bit more. Going back to the waist bit here, yeah, it's still a wee bit loose. I think it's probably just as loose as the previous waist bit, but when you're posing this thing around, taking pictures, that I don't think is going to get in the way too much at all. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic figure. I'm absolutely loving it. I can't wait to start posing them around a wee bit later, but before I do, let's compare him to some other Spider-Man figures. So as I said at the start of the video, I have recently picked up the reissue of the original Spider-Man Mafex figure, and then also picked up this repaint. Took a closer look at both of them here on the channel, so if you've not seen them guys, feel free to check that video out. But yeah, I wasn't too sure about picking the Sentinel up after having both those Mafex Spider-Mans. I think they are both just great Spider-Man figures and are gonna look great in your Spider-Man collection. I don't then think you do necessarily need the Sentinel Spider-Man. I think these do make for, you know, the best looking Spider-Man in a Spider-Man collection. You know, it could be the front and center Spidey, you're not going to have any problems, but this thing is a lot of fun. It comes with just great accessories that are a bit different from your standard Spidey releases. Looking at both of these side by side, I think the proportions do look a wee bit better on this one. It looks like a more standard Spidey. Of course, this is stylized to be from the Into the Spider-Verse film, which was just crazy in its animation style. I mean, it's really kind of paved the way, or will still pave the way for future animated films, and this Spidey represents that. So it is a lot more fun, it's a lot more stylized. I don't think it's a must-have, but if you are a massive Spidey fan like myself and you want a great Spidey figure that is going to be that bit different, that have a lot of the fun factor, then yeah, this thing's got it. Going off looks alone, I would probably still give it to the Mafex. And then from one of the best Spider-Man figures to another one of the best Spider-Man figures. I don't know if that's too much to say, but The Amazing Friends Spider-Man and the Mayfix Spider-Man are definitely two of my favourites, and I don't think this will be too far behind. Comparing these, they stand pretty much at the exact same height, which I wasn't too sure how this was going to be proportion wise, if it was going to stand a wee bit taller. Just looking at its frame and everything, I thought it would be a bit lankier, would stand a wee bit taller, but they do stand at the same height. And I'll compare this guy to some Marvel Legends villains just to double check that, but yeah, I think he scales pretty well. Once again, just two different looks to Spider-Man, and yeah, I've been loving this Amazing Friends Spidey. I can't wait to kind of switch up and play around with the Sentinel just that wee bit more. But yeah, these guys look pretty cool side by side. And for another Spider-Man Marvel Legends comparison, here is the recent Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, where got a totally different body mold, similar to the retro, but with that pinless tech. Just a fantastic Spidey once again, and he seems to be standing just a wee bit taller than the Into the Spider-Verse Sentinel figure. And yeah, just wanted to put these two side by side. If I swap in for some villains, I've got Sandman. Whoa. I've got Sandman, and I've also got the Vulture. Here is our Sentinel Spidey next to the Marvel Legends Vulture and Sandman, and yeah, I think these guys scale pretty well. Sandman standing quite a wee bit taller, but I think that works. Maybe if he was a wee bit smaller it would work better, but Sandman I do think of a kind of bigger, bulkier character. Vulture is standing around about the same height, so yeah, I'm really excited to get some awesome pictures of this Spidey fighting off the Marvel Legends villains in my collection, especially the likes of Venom and things. To swap these guys out for my favourite Spidey villain figure, I've got the Toy Biz Goblin, who's always making an appearance here on the channel, especially in the comparison sections. And yeah, I love the look of these two actually. I just love the look of this Goblin, so putting him next to any Spider-Man figure, I'm gonna love it. But yeah, these two guys look really damn cool. I like that. Maybe Spider-Man's a bit too skinny for this bulkier Goblin body, but yeah, I like it. And so I'll try and run over all the articulation on this Spidey figure here. As I said earlier, the head will move around, and then you can also move the neck around, so there is a great range of movement there in the head area. Going to the arms now, as you probably saw earlier in the video, there is some gappage moving this around in certain ways, so you will probably just have to play around with it a wee bit, and just if you've got them in a neutral pose, just to make sure it's looking all flush. But you can get the arm moving, let's see, about that far up, so about a right angle. It's going to move all the way up, all the way down, spin it all around, upper bicep swivel there, double jointed elbows, and once again, like, just moving this figure around, it's so smooth, and I hope the joints do stay this stiff for a long time. Double jointed elbows, you can get the wrist moving up and down, and I will port the hands and things out just at the end of the video here. Same articulation in this arm, you can get this articulation up at the top of the body area, move it backwards and forwards, and then also at the bottom around the waist. So great range of movement there, about that far back. Get the legs kicking really far forward and really far back the way, pretty far out the way, double jointed knees, nothing in the calf area, get the foot moving about that far back, pretty far forward, and the toe articulation as well, and you can pivot around at the ankles. So that should be around everything. The range of movement in this figure just looks immense, and yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. And so there we have it for the reissue of the Sentinel Spider-Man figure. A figure I wasn't too sure on, but I am really happy that I've picked this thing up. I mean, it is a different level. It feels really premium. I mean, straight out the box, it feels like a great quality figure, and then when you take a closer look at it, it just proves that it is indeed a great quality figure. The texturing, the sculpting is just so damn good. All the interchangeable heads look amazing. All the interchangeable accessories are fantastic, a lot of fun, and I really just can't wait to continue and play around with this figure. Yeah, not much more to say about it. I'm really chuffed that this thing's arrived and is now in the collection, and once again, I can't wait to post this thing around and post them up onto the Instagram. I'll leave the link to my Instagram down in the description below, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of this figure. Where does it rank in your all-time Spider-Man figures? Because I would probably put this up there. It might change, it might just be because it's the new figure in my collection, but this thing does seem really great. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. While you're down there, once again, if you could do me that massive favour, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Feel free to hop on over to the channel page, check out any of my other figure reviews up over there. There are plenty of Spider-Man videos because Spider-Man is my favourite, and yeah, this figure is just, it's awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, I'll catch yous on the flip-flop later. Cheers.